What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have something for you all that's super exciting, okay? Honestly, I never thought that I'd be having Fireknight, let alone Fireknight Stage 25 in my solo and duo champion series, because Fireknight, it's next level difficult, right? Like, for one champion to do, it's very tricky. There's a lot of requirements, and I just never thought it'd be possible. But I got it. I cracked the code. We have it not only being done duo, but done duo in a pretty good time. So here we go. Let's go ahead and check this out. Before revealing the two champions, don't get antsy and skip ahead in the video, okay? Just be patient. Before revealing the two champions, let's see the data, all right? So 51 battles I ran, 50 were successful, 98% win rate. That is great in my books. 4 minutes and 23 seconds average runtime over the course of those 51 battles. That's great for me as well. 5 minutes is like my upper maximum, but running this overnight, no problem whatsoever. Fireknight Stage 25. So, what two champions were being used? Do you know? Let's go ahead and zoom it out. Boom. Ragash and Alure. Now, before you click off the video because you see these speeds, I'm going to go ahead and say these speeds are very high. But there is hope, okay? There is hope. Stay tuned. I'm going to explain it all. Let's go over the presets real quick, okay? So, Ragash, round 1, do this. Round 2, do this. Because round 3, you need to do this. You need to open with the A1, have the A3 as a priority, and then you're going to be using the A2 after that A3 ability. Alure, round 1, round 2, and round 3, using nothing but that A1 ability. As far as these three champions go, it does not matter whatsoever what you use here, because literally anything can be used because anything's going to die. If you're having troubles meeting the speed requirements of this team, drop one of these foods, throw in a champion with a speed aura, throw in a cold heart, throw in a boosting turn meter champion, throw in Deacon Armstrong. Deacon Armstrong would actually be perfect. You could drop the speeds by a decent chunk. I'll tell you the goal speeds at the end or after this run, but you're going to have extra turn meter manipulation. You're going to have the increased turn meter from Deacon, and you're going to have a speed aura. So literally Deacon is an amazing option. He's Spirit Affinity, so he's going to be neutral. Also places decreased defense, does more turn meter reduction, 19% speed aura, goes off of their base speed. So basically give everybody 19 less speed, give or take. I'll go over that more in just a minute. But guys, you could make this easily into a trio and even speed up the run depending on what extra champion you use. But here we go. Let me go ahead and hide my webcam. I'll show you guys the run, and then we'll get into all the small details on how to make this run as maximally efficient, maximally successful as possible. Because man, oh man, like I said, I spent a ton of time, ton of gems going in here, making these small tweaks to make this actually work very well. So let's go ahead, speed up this video a little bit, and show you guys the gearing after this finishes. So there you go. I guess that makes it now 51 out of 52. I've actually ran a lot more off screen, but man, that took a long time. I've been working on this for the past few days on stream, making small tweaks. I would run it overnight, get 20 out of 24. Bad, didn't like it, scrapped it, changed masteries, changed gearing, changed small things to finally make it to a point where I'm very comfortable sharing. Because to be honest, guys, when I release these videos, solo duo content, the worst thing is for me to do this, run it 10 times, it be successful, seem successful. I've literally ran it 20 times before and every one was successful and then would fail 3 in a row, which feels just bad, okay? And I don't want to release builds to you all, especially ones that are pretty demanding on the gearing, and then start failing for you all. So I've ran this 50 times. If it starts failing, I don't know what the deal is. It's just weird RNG from Plarium, but 50 times for me, it's been successful. Well, 51 times been successful 50 of those times. So here we go. As far as the gear, let's check out Ragash, okay? So I have him geared to do pretty good damage. In reality, you don't have to make him do so much damage. The most important things, okay? HP defense, don't make him super squishy, make him survive. But the number one most important thing is the speed and then the accuracy. The accuracy, you want like 165 minimum for the waves, ideally closer to 200. But he places his stun, places his decreased defense everywhere, but you definitely want at least 165, I believe it is what it is for the waves. But pushing 200 is very important. For the speed, you have to make sure that after he kills the people with his mastery, okay, that after you get the plus 18 speed, you get 6 speed per champion that he kills. So you need to kill 3 champions, which you should be perfectly fine. 18 speed, you got to make sure that with the 18 speed added, that he is going to be at least 301 speed, okay, total. So for me, let's see, 301, the Fireknight is 100 speed. So if you are going to run him 3 times, or if you're going to take 3 turns to his 1, you're going to need to be at least 301 is what I've found to work well. Minus 18 means Ragash needs to be at least 283 speed. So he's 285, a little bit over, but that's okay. So as far as the gear pieces go, you don't have to go crit damage by no means. You can go perception and speed, whatever you need to get the speed, the crit rate 100%, the accuracy. That's really all that's important. I've gotten lucky with some of these pieces. They've just worked out perfectly. So I'm going to leave it like this, but you definitely don't need this much damage coming from your skills. As far as the masteries go, though, I'm going to go ahead and hide my webcam so you guys can see this. Do have Life Drinker for some little extra healing in case something weird happens on the Fireknight itself. Helm Smasher, the War Master, could definitely be a very viable option. Everything else here, just take it like this. This middle column, okay? This is actually pretty important. This gives us a chance to remove that decreased speed if the Fireknight places it. Makes us a little bit more consistent, and I love consistency. This, very nice as well. If we get hit, which we will from the Fireknight, gives us a chance to counterattack. 2 hits from his A1, boom, the Fireknight shield is that much closer to being destroyed, making it that much easier for Alure to do her A1 ability with no shield up, which if she's not able to do that, it's still perfectly fine, but it just allows for more resist from her A1 and it not to be a problem. So we're trying to eliminate as much potential RNG as possible. So the next champion, that should be all for Ragash. Make sure he's fully booked. You do want him to be fully booked. The A1, not so important, but the A2 and A3 definitely want to be fully booked. Now, as far as Alure goes, the most important things for her, she's a little bit more stat demanding, but the gear, not so much. So whenever she was below 301, it wasn't working great. When I put her to 301, it worked flawlessly. So HP defense, HP, you want her to actually survive a hit from the Fireknight. Defense, same thing. But the main things are crit rate, minimum of 85%. She is strong affinity, so she's going to get the extra 15%. So a minimum of 85% so that she's always critting from that A1 ability. If it's not a crit, it's not going to reduce the turn meter. Like I said, since she's strong affinity, she will always have an extra 15% added to this. So minimum of 85% crit rate, crit damage, get as much as you can. You'll notice that she has 335 resistance and 306 accuracy. The resistance, this isn't needed, but you do have a chance to get the decreased speed placed. If the decreased speed is placed, it increases the chance of you actually failing. So if you can get 315 resistance minimum, then go for that. If not, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world, but it's going to make your run fail a little more frequently or a little more possible to fail. As far as the accuracy goes, shoot for 215 and you should be good to go. As far as the books, really the A1's most important. The A2, if you get it booked, great. It's very good for the waves. If not, not a huge deal, but it does help clear the waves a little bit quicker. You'll notice I do have cruelty on her. I like it. A little extra defense ignore. Not the end of the world. For Ragash, I might do something like Smite or maybe even Phantom Touch. Phantom Touch may be the best for him because the waves, they're not going to land Smite. it's not going to go off on them. The Fireknight, he's never going to get a turn, so Smite's going to do nothing there. So Phantom Touch will probably be the best thing for him, possibly even for Alure as well, honestly, but I haven't tested that too much. So as far as Alure's masteries go, few important details here. This, Resurgent, very, very important. She gets the decreased speed on her. It's a much less consistent run, but it still can be successful. It just depends on how her A1 lands, but this is a huge help. This, plus your resistance being 315 plus, makes it very unlikely that you're actually gonna get that decreased speed placed on you. Then we have Retribution. Retribution, very, very helpful. If she gets a counterattack, the run's basically solid. 3 hits from her A1 ability, it's going to be basically over for the Fireknight. We have, once again, Harvest Despair on both of these champions. Harvest Despair is very, very important. Gives us more consistency through the waves, making sure we enter the Fireknight with 100% HP or as close as possible. I do have Cycle of Revenge on Alure because Ragash can be crit. If he gets crit, then Alure will get some turn meter boosting. Alure cannot be crit, so I didn't put it on Ragash. So as far as this side, we have, once again, the Life Drinker. We have some of these masteries, which you could mix these up if you wanted. But the biggest thing, guys, okay, so outside of this, do not go support. Don't pick up Evil Eye. Evil Eye is nice, but build around it not landing at all. Don't do this because your champions don't die until the boss. I tried Spirit Haste for a long time. There's no use. It doesn't work because your champions get to the boss, then they die. By the time that happens, it's a little bit too late anyways. Your speed's too low. All of the support tree masteries are good, but they're not good for this run, okay? The boosting turn meter stuff is just not going to be helpful. It's going to be too inconsistent. This has been the most consistent setup that I've had, period. So if you guys can get this to work with these mastery setups, with these speeds, you should have yourself a duo Fireknight Stage 25 team that should run very, very consistent. And if you can't make this happen, go ahead, throw in a champion with a speed aura. Deacon Armstrong, excellent option. I mean, he's going to make you have what? So for Ragash, it's going to be 102 base speed. It's going to be 19% added based on that. So you're going to need 19 speed less. So for Ragash, typically, or if he has 285 minus 19, 266. So now you need 266 speed on Ragash. For Alure, it would be 301 minus, I think she's pretty good base speed as well, 96. Okay, so not quite. Let's say it's minus 17, 284. So you're dropping the speeds back on these champions. Technically, you may not even have to be that fast because Deacon also brings a double hitter on his A1 ability. So you may not even need to be that fast. Deacon would be a very, very good option to go ahead and try to add to this team if you can't quite do the trio. If you just need to do a duo, throw in Deacon. I'd say it's going to be very, very easy gear requirements comparatively to this duo team. But guys, let me know what you all think. Hopefully you all enjoyed that video. Like I said, it's been a lot of work as far as trying to get this to be as consistent as possible before sharing it with you all. It's been a few days that I've been trying this. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Best of luck. Let me know if you find any other tweaks or changes you can make to make it either more consistent or make it faster. I love faster runs. So with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.